Okay, so this is the third video in the series about building your reputation and personal brand, especially at this time. So the first video was all about why now? Like, why is this the right time to actually build that personal brand? And in general, it's because we are forced to take a step back. Most of us are working less, and this is a great time for us to really kind of focus on what we want to do, what we want to be known for, and how can we help society today to overcome the challenges that exist and build our reputation along the lines. The second video is all about your personal brand. What is a personal brand and how you built one? And everything about a personal brand is first of all, and first and foremost, is about you. So it's about what do you want to be known for? So this video will be all about what you want to be known for. And in general, like, I don't want you to think too far away. In general, even when times are normal, when you think about what you want to be known for, I really want you to think about a year or two, because our life changes and our priorities changes. And I talk a lot about this in my keynotes. There's also a free webinar that you can join. So there's a link and you can just click below, because I talk a lot about your priorities and your zone of genius and all that. So you can click below and join a full 1 hour free webinar. But here, I just want to give you a little bit about the reason why I want you to focus on only about these specific weeks is because you have value that you can give today. And the question is, what is it, right? So maybe it's businesses and you know how to operate in lean situations, or you know how to entertain kids remote, or you can help adults with lower stress, meditation, building their reputation, right? Whatever it is, right? So what is it that you can help today that will give value immediately in the coming weeks and build that reputation while you do it, right? And when you do that, you're going to do two things. One, figure out if you love it, and also start building that trust that you can be known for this, right? So now I want to talk about, what do you want to be known for, right? How do we figure out what you want to be known for? So Gay Hendricks actually creates a really interesting pyramid in which he divides our skills into 4 categories. One is incompetence. So incompetence, basically, you're not really good at this. It's, when we were kids, we were taught to kind of focus on the skills that we're not great at. But here, as adults, I will tell you, stay away, because you're always going to learn new things. You're always going to have gaps. But if you're focusing on an area that you're never going to get better, then you're really focusing on the wrong place. Okay. So for me, it's probably like me in the kitchen. Nobody wants me there for too long. But the good news is that I married well. So at least I got that, right? But that's my zone of incompetence. Then there's zone of competence. Competence is basically, you're okay. You're doing pretty okay. But honestly, others will do it better. This is probably me in coding. Yes, I was a good coder, but honestly, the minute I started working with customers, that's when I realized, like, that's my zone of genius, okay? Like, not the coding. There are better coders. There are people that love to do it to 9, 10, 12 hours a day. That was not me, right? So figure out, like, what are those skills, right? And then there's zone of excellence. Zone of excellence is actually a tricky one, because you can actually have a really good job for the rest of your life and paid well, and you're going to be at that zone of excellence. But the problem is with zone of excellence is that it's not your zone of genius. So you're going to be good, but you're not going to be uniquely, extremely amazing, or it's not going to make you as happy. Okay. So there's definitely some things that I can probably put at that zone of excellence, but I can probably assure you that I'm not as happy as I am now, because now I'm operating at my zone of genius and I love it. Okay. So figure out what that is for you, because if you can focus on that, you're still going to have gaps. You're still going to learn a lot. You're still going to have things that won't work well, and you're still going to fail all the time. We're going to talk about it in other videos, but you're still going to focus on that zone of genius, and that's what's going to make you remarkable and really successful and happy, shining, okay, proud of yourself. So this is what we want, okay? We want to find that zone of genius. Now, in Career Leap, in the actual program, we dive super deep into this and analyzing your skills and everything. But here, I was just going to give you a few tips. Okay. So first of all, focus on your strength. Okay. Literally write that down. So take a piece of paper, shut down any social media, and write down what are those strengths. What are you great at? What, you know, and really think from childhood, like what did you do as a child that was amazing, and kind of let everybody kind of look at you and like, wow, like she did that, like that's amazing. Okay, so really look back at what people were amazed by you. Okay, really down and write down those skills, like what is that, where do you think you're actually at the excellence and genius mode, right? And then write down what is interesting for you, because that's not necessarily the same. So I can assure you that in my previous startup, I was focusing on cloud data centers, IT. I was pretty remarkable at it. That was probably my zone of excellence. But guess what? I'm not as interested in it now. So yes, I can help startups from time to time that are in the space. I can help companies in the space, and that's what I've been doing now. But that's not where I want to be all the time, right? I want to focus on that, where what's more interesting for me, which is growing people, right? And et cetera. So growing teams. So really focus on what is interesting for you, right? And the other thing that is a big tip from me is figure out on what other people are intrigued by you. Okay, so you, my friend, are already an authority. People already come to you for something. What are those things? What are they intrigued by you? Why are they impressed by you? Why do they come for you with questions? What is it, right? So literally list those down. Now, sometimes it's really good to go back to like Messenger and see what people messaged you. I looked at the kind of my LinkedIn recommendations, and I was pretty impressed by some of the things that they wrote, because it wasn't even in my line of thought. Like I didn't even think that that was, you know, something I'm unique at it, or if people see it in a different light. So look at everything that people think about you, or if you don't have enough, just ask. People will love to tell you good things. You're asking for a good thing, right? So ask people, hey, you know, what do you think of me? You know, what are the things that you're impressed by me? What are the things that you liked about me? What did you like to work with me, etc.? So really, literally ask, and you're going to love what you're going to see. So literally do that. The other thing is really list down those wins and accomplishments, and when you really had milestones that were kind of above and beyond, and try to figure out, I mean, list them, and in Career Leap, we actually create what I call a brag bank. And it's actually a great document, because from that, you can literally copy paste things to your resume, to your LinkedIn, and to email, into, you know, intros, etc. But create a little brag bank for yourself, and literally write down those wins and accomplishments, but also think about in which scenarios are you operating above and beyond, right? In which scenarios, like, is that stressful moment? Is that places where you need emotional intelligence? Is this times when you need to problem solve things? Like, try to really figure out what is that made you above and beyond. What was the scenario? Because that might be a hint about that zone of genius, right? Another big thing is that many times we get to the zone of genius after we overcome a significant obstacle for ourselves. Okay, so if we battled with something specific, a big problem that we solved for ourselves, that sometimes become that zone of genius, because we literally solved our own problem. That was a painful one. That's kind of how I got to Career Leap, because I solved my own problem when I lost my job and my startup and my investment and everything at the same time. And I needed to reinvent myself and leap in my career. So this was a big one for me. So try to figure out if you have an obstacle that you overcome, because that sometimes really hints towards that zone of genius. So do that homework, and that will really kind of help you hone what is it that you want to be known for. And really kind of divide it into two, kind of what overall, what I want to be known for in the next year or two, but what is it that I can do now to help businesses, or to help kids, or to help adults, or to help in these situations now in the coming weeks, because you can add value and build your reputation and personal brand along the way. So let's do that. Do that document, do your homework, and I'll see you tomorrow. Stay healthy.